Come in.
Hi.
Hi. I am.
Hi, Paige Nelson with Citrix. Nice
Paige,
to meet you.
meet
Would you mind if I take a seat?
Please.
And here's my business card.
Thank you so much.
And do you have one also?
I don't. I'm sorry. I just ran out the other day. The office is replacing them, but I will be sure to email you my contact.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I know you were in Beijing with Steph. How was that?
It's a long trip. You can't shorten it. It's 17 hours each way, whether you like it or not. Right?
Yeah.
It's a long way, which was, I make the joke, but it's very important to realize how far away that is. We're going to be very isolated over there in terms of what we've typically done in the corporate office here. So a big factor for us.
And were you able to do any work on the plane, or was it just?
Well, the age and the miracle of IT, right? So you've got internet all across the Pacific. You can't even sleep in good conscience anymore. You can still use the internet even in the middle of the Pacific. So it's terrible, but yes, I did. Thanks.
So you were able to get some work done. That's a plus then. That's a long lot to get done then. Okay. So last week I met with Steph and she mentioned some of her concerns with me, that she wanted to be able to use her personal computer and make our tech system smartphone friendly. So today I just want to talk a little bit with you and find out what your needs are and how Citrix can help you get there.
Yeah, I mean, we're under the gun here, as you know, because we're trying to open this office the end of this month, the first part of next month, and I am very concerned we're not ready from an IT perspective.
Okay, so this is something you want to implement.
It's a big concern, right? Because this is obviously a huge strategic push for us. We're going to be playing an away game, as it were. So I know Stephanie's been very anxious to be able to use her computer. It sounds attractive that all of our employees there would be able to use personal computers, but security is a huge concern.
So that's your biggest concern?
Huge concern. I mean, obviously the folks in China are not adverse to perhaps pirating that stuff if they can find it. And if any of our employees were to lose their laptop, how do we safeguard our information? So clearly, while I want to get the office open on time, big concern over security and how we can safeguard that information from falling into the wrong hands. Right?
Okay, well, I'd love to touch on that. So is there anyone else that'd be involved in the decision-making process, or would it just be you at this point?
I'm all your problem right now, because unless I'm satisfied.
All right, so it's just me and you. We're a team right now?
I've got to approve it, and then if I do, then it'll go upward for formal approval. But it's got to have my signature on it.
Okay, awesome. And what would the timeline be looking like? I know you said that your focus is Beijing right now.
Yeah, again, we can't afford to be pigeonholed into a commitment on time here. We're going to move when we're convinced we've got the right system, whenever that is. If it's tomorrow, if it's 2 years from now, right? I mean, we just can't afford to make a huge mistake.
Okay, so it depends on the product.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no deadline that you have to be specifically aware of.
Okay, and when you're looking to partner with a company, what is Aerotech looking for in that company?
Yeah, well, you stepped into the minefield there, Paige, because obviously I'm concerned not just with the reputation of your company and how it's going to be able to handle this project, but how about yourself? Are you up to the magnitude and scope of this project? I mean, you look fairly young to me, with all respect. Have you handled a project of this magnitude on an international scale? So how can we get comfortable? How can we get comfortable that you and your company have the bona fides to be able to do this for us?
So are you concerned with my age or my training?
Experience.
My experience?
Judgment, capabilities, knowledge about these sort of projects, because you know better than I. What happens is all sorts of external issues come up. Something sounds simple, but it never is.
Yeah.
So are you able to see around corners? Are you able to anticipate what might happen here? And can you get us comfortable on behalf of yourself and your company that we're going to be able to keep on track if I commit, that this is the direction we're going to go? It's nothing personal.
No, I completely understand. So I actually did receive the same year-long training as everyone in the company, the highest up from down all the way down to everyone starting.
Is that a full year of training?
Yes, a full year of training.
And that's just, you spend a year doing nothing but training.
Training, we're out in the field too. We're getting all that hands-on experience while also getting to know the product in and out so we can handle those situations.
Okay, so how many times have you implemented a solution like this overseas?
Company-wide or me personally?
How many times have you been involved in handling a security concern like this in a foreign jurisdiction?
This will be my first time, but I am prepared for that, and I do have testimonials right here of my past clients who they were concerned too that I do look young, but I was there for them every step of the way, making sure that they had everything that they did need, and IT did meet those standards.
Okay, well, I'll consider those.
Okay. And also, Citrix is FIPS 140-2 compliant and common criteria, which is the highest level of security. So that is not something that you do have to worry about. It's military grade security, and nothing is stored locally on a computer. Everything is done by cloud services, so everything's stored in the cloud.
So that says to me that anybody can access it. It's in the
No.
cloud. It's not even on a specific box. So can anybody access it?
No, the cloud, all this data from the cloud is stored in Aerotech's own data center. So you're the only ones who would have access to that.
And how do I know that? I hear what you say. How do I know that I'm the only one that can get into our system? Because suppose there's 1,000 people in China that would love to know how we do and what we do, and they're actively trying to penetrate that, and I don't control it because it's not on a server that I can, isolate, if you will. So,
Well, it would be, you can have it in your headquarters wherever you would feel most comfortable having it there. So your IT would be in complete control of it. They're the ones, say someone in Beijing, if you want them to have a little bit more limited access than people in the United States for those security reasons, IT can put those restrictions on theirs.
So we're running the security operation from our office here.
You can run it from here, Beijing, wherever you would feel more comfortable doing.
Right, and so that if I have employees that need to have a variety of different levels of access in China, we would assign that, or we could assign that from our office here?
Yep, wherever you would feel more comfortable doing that out of.
Okay, all right. I hear you.
And so are there any other goals for Aerotech right now, or just working on that Beijing office?
Well, this is obviously the largest project that we've ever undertaken.
Yeah.
It's the highest risk project, so we have to get this right. And, I don't think our IT plan is right just yet, which is of course why you're here.
Okay.
But before I even get us warped and so forth, what's all this going to cost when you start to price out trying to protect our data in China? Where does that go?
So are you concerned with cost, or just committing to a long-term payment right now?
Well, I don't know what that is,
Okay.
and so I don't know how concerned I should be. You tell me, how concerned should I be relative to what this is going to cost?
So Citrix, you actually pay as you go.
And that means a monthly subscription? It's a monthly subscription?
Yes, and so you'd be paying per user, but you're paying as you go. So say you don't want to commit to something because you are nervous about IT and the security issue. It's not like you're committing to a year-long plus contract. It is as you go.
Okay, and so obviously you've got 3 different grades there with quite a difference in pricing. So
Yes.
What am I looking at?
So the standard edition would be the VI desktop with implementations only, and the enterprise it includes the VI desktop and the virtual apps, and then the platinum edition includes one comprehension VDI desktop with desktop apps and advanced security capabilities and management.
So, and again, that is beautiful gobbledygook to me. So, but what I think I hear there, or do I hear, that if we're really concerned about security, we get pigeonholed into the platinum edition because that's really where the security attaches?
No, the military grade security is throughout the whole system. It's just that there you would get that little extra comfort zone almost that would give you, because I know you said that is your highest concern.
Well, at 4 times the price, it better be more than a little comfort zone.
It's definitely a lot, but.
Yeah, okay, because we're going to leave that as an open issue because again, this company doesn't build $400 million factories. We start to talk about really large numbers. If you think about 3,000 users times one of those fees per month times 12 months a year, all of a sudden I start looking at a 7-figure commitment. And that's where we have to be absolutely rock solid.
Yeah.
What we're getting for that kind of commitment addresses all of our technical security needs. Right?
And what if Citrix was able to save you money in a way that your employees aren't forced to go back to the office, or they have more flexibility when they are doing their work on the go? Because I know you do have a lot of employees who do that.
Well, obviously we realize that's important, and we expect that that's going to be an outcome in China because nobody's going to be here from here to supervise their daily activities, right? So the idea that they work remotely was of interest, and I know that's what Stephanie originally explained to you, right? That we do want that flexibility. But again, we need to understand what that means. Does that mean we have to take the platinum edition? Does that, so where does that take my costs and so forth? So,
Yeah, no, I'll completely go over this a little later, and we do know what your exact needs are, so we can figure out which one would be most fit for Aerotech. Does that make you feel a little bit more comfortable with the pricing?
Well, we'll move it down the road, and we'll just park that like we parked your
Yeah,
references.
I'll put that right there too also. And are there any other concerns that you're facing or issues?
Yeah, I mean, we are not an IT company, and obviously my concern is, because I don't understand it yet, what kind of internal resource are we gonna have to put forward here to implement this? What type of commitment do you need from our IT people? Because again, I'm not sure that we're staffed up, and I'm suddenly kind of panicking because I'm looking at November 1st, and here we are on October 6th, and if I've gotta put a huge amount of resource on this, I don't have it. So how do we actually get it done from a resource standpoint?
So are you concerned about not having your IT staff ready, or the technology that you do have within your offices?
Oh, I'm not sure yet, but I'll say all of my IT people have day jobs, right? That
Okay,
actually
yeah.
keep them employed right now, and if I need to siphon them off to assist whatever you need to implement this, I'm not sure we have either the number of people or that they're capable of doing what you need, basically, because I don't understand it yet.
Okay, well, we would actually entirely install it, and then we do have training programs for your IT and for your reps where they would learn how to use Zen Desktop and become comfortable with that.
So to get ready to use your system, you don't need any internal resource from our people. You'll have it ready to go with only your own resources.
We can, like, for example, your Beijing office, you set up one desktop and we send it throughout the whole building. So it's easy enough to get a whole building started, like, in no time.
From a single instance of what we want, set up
Yes.
one and then they replicate it. Basically.
Yes.
And then you do that though, we don't have to do that. You do
Yes,
that?
your IT would just be maintaining it
Okay.
and
Uh,
following through with it.
Okay, and then from other situations like this, how long does the training take? How many sessions would my people need to attend? And what does that look like from a resource commitment standpoint?
Well, the training, it would be up to you, like how long you feel like your employees do need. But then we do have Citrix Education where you're learning from our top experts. They're coming in and they're showing your company and your employees how to use this and the best way to utilize it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you have any other concerns? I know security and implementing was your two main concerns. Is there any other?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're here because our biggest unmet need at this point is we don't have the security tightened down and we can't afford to open with that not being locked down, right? We don't want to go over to China and have somebody over there pirate our software, pirate our
Yeah, I
confidential
completely
information.
understand
So this is the real obstacle that we're facing before we try to open this office.
Okay, so if I was able to show you how Citrix will benefit you, where you are able to save money, and you do have that high level of security where you don't have to worry about that in a Beijing office, and it's easy to implement, would that be something that you're interested in?
Yeah, I mean, you need to make us comfortable that if we adopt your solution, there is no reasonable technical way someone else can hack into our system over there, that we can control the security and the assignment of access
Okay.
reasonably from over here, and that will all work. And at that point, then we have a decision to make if you're recommending the Platinum Edition, whether that kind of financial exposure is what we can tolerate, for this. But we understand we have to have the security.
Yeah, okay, can I tell you a little bit about Citrix and how it can help you out, and then show you a little bit of the product, so you can get a little more comfortable with that? Okay, so Citrix ZenTop is actually used weekly by 15 million users. We're trusted by 120 million worldwide, and 99% of Fortune 100 companies use Citrix. And I know you were concerned about IT, and number one IT professionals have chosen Citrix Networking as the application delivery controller for the past 3 years in a row. So that's just something to keep in mind, how we are trusted by so many, and we do provide that number one IT status for you.
How many billions of people are there in the world? And 15 million of them use your product every week? That sounds like a large number, but it's a drop in the bucket. I mean, you barely touch the population of the world with your product, right? I mean, there's not very many people, relatively speaking, that use it.
Well, we focus more on, like you said, we're focused more on medium-sized companies who do need that extra IT and want to be able to have that mobility on the go.
Okay, well, I'm not sure those statistics sway me, but I understand what you're saying. Obviously, 15 million is more than a couple, I understand.
Okay, and here, I'll show you a little bit about Zen Desktop so you can it's as easy as just installing an app on your iPhone and tablet. And you'll click on that, and it's usually like signing into an email. So mine's already signed into, so usually you just enter a username and a password and you're in. You have your cash flow dashboard, and then if you hit Windows Desktop, it'll load and open up the desktop that you actually have in the Aerotech office.
So if one of our employees goes to Beijing They take a tablet with them, they can work as though they were sitting in our office here with everything that's
Exactly.
stored on their computer here.
Yeah.
Access to all the files, all the
Yeah.
history.
You go up here, you have all your documents, all your programs, you have every Microsoft application, PowerPoint, Excel, Word,
Mhm.
and then how you're saying you're on the go. If you need to do meetings, you have your GoToMeetings app where you're able to Skype in clients, do interviews, anything that you would need to do.
Mhm.
You're able to do this, like you said, you had Wi-Fi for 17 hours, you can sit there and work for those 17 hours.
What does the My Computer mean?
Oh, this is just the stuff that you save to your computer.
The stuff that I personally have saved.
Yes. So this is like what's on my computer.
Mhm.
So would you say like you use Excel daily?
Mhm.
All right, so you can just click on that. And then here, if you click blank worksheet.
Yeah.
And it's as easy as that.
Don't look like-
You have the whole Excel that you would typically have on a computer. And if you hit up here on your drop down menu, you have a keypad, pointer, mouse, so it is as if you do have a computer right there in front of you.
And there's no conflict with the inherent Apple software in the iPad. This all translates because you're not working through the iPad, you're working through the cloud separately.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you're even able to go over here. You can open up things that you do have saved, just like anything like that. So it is as if you were in the office.
Yeah, so I get that it works, that's cool, that's very cool, that it's something, for travel, that's great, and now it's a question of, if I'm using that iPad in Beijing and there's a bad guy trying to hack my system, what's the mechanism by which you prevent that? How come that guy can't pick up the signals that are translated between there and the cloud, for example?
Well, that goes back to how I was saying it's military grade security. So they are not able to hack into that system like that. And God forbid, you said like someone loses a laptop or anything, IT can wipe that whole laptop clear in 2 to 3 seconds. If there's nothing saved on it, but just completely clear it of anything.
Of anything that would have been on their desktop
Yes.
application, right? And they do that remotely.
Yes.
So if somebody called on a cell phone and said, I lost my computer in Beijing, within a few seconds of receiving that call, any data that's on there, including the software, it's not just the data, it's the software itself and how we manage and translate information that I'm concerned
Yes,
with.
everything would
The
be
software
yes.
too gets wiped out.
Everything would be completely cleared from that laptop, tablet, anything. So that is not something you have to worry about because I know it is common. 1 in 10 work computers do get lost, so it's not something that would be an issue.
So I know you've quoted me a price, and I'm sure that I am missing something because I'm not as informed as you are about your product. How do I lower the cost of what you're proposing?
Like I said, I would love after this meeting, we can have another meeting, figure out what those exact needs that Aerotech will need, especially tailored towards those Beijing office, and figure out a better price and everything where you do have those needs and that security that you do need.
Because I can't send a recommendation for approval unless I know exactly what it's gonna cost and that I've done my job and obviously gotten the best deal I can for our companies.
I completely understand. I can even, after this meeting, I can crunch some numbers and get back to you right after, so you do have that and you can bring it up.
Okay, well, you can get back to me, that's,
Okay?
but I mean, obviously, time is of the essence.
Oh, yeah, I completely understand
It's-
that.
It's moving quickly towards November 1st, and people are calling me daily saying, where's the answer, where's the answer?
Okay. So I know today you mentioned security, implementing it, and just having everything run seamlessly, not having people be able to hack into your network. Those are your top concerns, and Citrix will be able to help them. So I was wondering if you would want to book a meeting for in a couple days where I can have those set numbers for you, where you can continue on with this process.
Yeah, you may certainly put the numbers together, because I need that
Yeah.
before I can go up, and I'm sure you'll provide a booklet with all the detail on the security that you've detailed in
Yes.
this conversation, so that's fine, but I'll need you to come back to me then.
Yes, here, I will leave you a folder with the testimonies, the pricing, what we went over today, a little bit of that. And then I just have some more information here on Citrix Zen's desktop that I'll leave for you so you can look over that and you can pass it along. And then would you say you're available on Monday where we can meet again and go over this again?
Well, let's say this, you do the work that you need to do to put a
Yes.
formal numbers proposal in front of me, and you send that to me, and then if I'm satisfied with that, we'll then set up a meeting and we'll try to finalize this as quickly as possible, but I gotta see what I'm looking at.
No, I completely
I don't
understand
want- I don't wanna have a meeting by ambush.
Oh, no, I
Just
completely
send-
understand
Send me
that.
the numbers first.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
So I'll do that and then we'll
Okay.
discuss from there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job.
Oof, that was good timing. it automatically turns off at 20 minutes.